Watch Who? And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to watching Who.
Yep, watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
Oh, that was a speedy intro this time. You join us, listener. We're on it's a bit cold, isn't it, today? It's a bit of a chilly one. We're on the beach here, a pebble beach.
I mean, it is a bit chilly,
in like the southeast or somewhere.
Nowhere specific.
And the weather, it's all over the place. It's like sunny. There's freak weather conditions. Suddenly there's snow everywhere. Are you all right? Are you a bit cold?
Sure.
There's a unit mobile, like, little hut over here. So let's just head over here. Let's just take a little wander on this beach. So how have you been?
I mean, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Busy. We're in
still
busy.
busy, isn't it?
We're
We
so
said
busy.
last time we were busy, but it's still
We're
in that
still in
mode.
busy.
We are, yeah. Oh, here we go. After you.
Sorry.
Okay, right.
Okay,
right. Well, I set up the podcast equipment here, so
that's handy.
the Brigadier didn't
it's
mind.
handy that everything was just so happened to have a unit thing here, and just happened to already have set up your podcast stuff.
Well, yeah, I said, could I use the unit hut? And Benton and Yates, they wired it all up for me. So here we are. At least we're in the warm now, out of the snow and the cold.
Yeah.
So, okay, before we start on today's story, the Claws of Axos, I've got a few updates. So, I'm pretty tired today because I've just got back from London and I watched the Evil of the Daleks screening at the BFI. So, by the time everyone listens to this, that would have been a couple of weeks ago. So, the new animation, all 7 episodes, it was so good.
Yeah?
It was really, really good. They showed them in colour. We enjoyed Evil of the Daleks, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
It's just so amazing to actually see it. I think I enjoyed it even more. You see Molly in animation. It's amazing. Max Taball's beard isn't as big. He's not as scary. They've done such a good job. And the Daleks, at the end, the Emperor Dalek and everything.
Yeah.
I like the animation is it's in the same kind of style as Faceless Ones. So it's nothing like different. It's the same people that have done it. So and that follows on from the Faceless Ones when the TARDIS is at Gatwick and taken away. And it's just amazing. And Kemmel and Jamie rescuing Victoria and everything, all of that stuff.
So I'm trying to remember, it was what, 6, 7 episodes?
7.
So how did you find sitting and watching 7 episodes?
Okay. So they did 4, and then we had a break, and then they did the 3. Okay, that is quite a lot. I was tired. I got the coach from London that day. Yeah. So I did have to shut my eyes every now and then. No, it was amazing. But it went really quickly. It didn't drag. Yeah. Okay, maybe if I was at home, I wouldn't do all 7. But I think by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be out on DVD. So I think maybe we should watch a little bit of it. Okay. Possibly. Are you interested in watching it?
Yeah, I'll do a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing it without fake Toria.
Fake Toria. And all the stuff with Arthur, Tyrrell and Ruth.
Yeah.
Because I knew the story, because we'd done it. But watching it in the animation, it just really adds... You follow the story more easily. It just flows a bit better. Not that we had a bad time with the telesnaps, but all that stuff with Arthur and Ruth and stuff, and they're in the barn and things, it was a bit difficult to see. But, it's so good. It's so good. So that was a really good weekend. So I'm very glad I went.
But you're tired today.
I'm very tired today from that. Next bit of news.
Okay.
Shout out to David, because... I think we talked about a while back about the B&M figures.
Oh, yeah,
Again, this will be old news by the time this comes out, but whatever. So we're excited about the Ian and the Vord and the First Doctor and the Sensorites. So David managed to procure a Ian and Vord set for me. So... Listeners, I'm going to show Sarah live.
I haven't seen it.
You've seen a picture, but here we go. This is the box. This is Ian and the Vord in person. What do you think? There he is. There's your hero, Ian. What do you think of the likeness?
Oh, let's have a look. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. That's all right.
There he is. He's in his suit.
He is in his suit. And the Vord look better in figurine than they did on the screen. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they do.
But I like it. And it's a Keys of Marinus, so what's not to like? This is like...
Oh, exactly.
This is peak, yeah. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, there we go. Approved by Sarah. Fandom.
Yeah. Approved by Sarah.
So, yeah. And also, just another bit of news. We got a message on Instagram from Gavin Reed on Instagram. So he's been listening, and it was really good to hear
Gavin.
from him. And he was a Wilderness Years viewer, so he was just telling us about watching the VHSs and taping them off UK Gold, which was a thing at the time and everything. So shout out to Gavin. Thanks for getting in touch.
Hi, Gavin.
Right, okay, well, we better get on with the...
Mark did... So he read it out to me, the message, but when it got to the potential spoiler, he went blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
so you did mention a spoiler in there, and I was like...
But he also pointed out that it was a spoiler,
So I was reading it out loud, and I just went... It said, spoiler for Sarah, and I was like, oh, skip that bit.
So thanks for the heads up there, Gavin.
Okay, so Claws of Axos this week.
Yeah.
4 episodes.
Nice.
And we've watched them completely separately. I have no idea what you think. I have got back from London and quickly watched this one as well, but I know this one a little bit better than the others in this season, because last week I was saying I don't really know this season very well, but I did have this one on VHS.
Oh, interesting.
And I can tell you, everybody, the day that I got this on VHS, because it is written in my Wallace and Gromit 1998 diary. I got the Claws of Axos on.
Of course, you still have your 98 diary.
It's the only diary I've ever had, and I haven't filled in much of it. But it was Wednesday, the 15th of April, 1998. Went to Southend, got Curse of Peladon and the Claws of Axos. Also, a book of lists. There we go. And yeah, so I remember it was like an R price or something in Southend.
Look at little Mark's writing.
Oh, hang on, no, because it's embarrassing.
Mark, you brought it out.
So I'm going to read... But
I never look at your writing.
okay.
Oh, that's no different to now. That's actually neater
that's so much better
than it is now.
Also, I just wanted to share. So, just looking through that, it's when I got videos and stuff, and when I watched. There's a lot of tapes Blackadder, watched Blake 7, got this Doctor Who video, but this will make you laugh. So, if we just go back to March 1998, right?
How have you got this? Like,
I've just kept it. Oh, this is my favourite thing, right? Because it's not all filled in, but 31st of March 1998. Violin exam. After exam, went to the doctors and found out that I had ringworm. And then, right, Friday the 3rd of April, could not do PE because of ringworm.
do you remember that?
Good. Yeah, it was just a little thing on my knee. It was like a cut on my knee that got infected because there was a farm at school, and I think I got it from that.
Right,
That's all it was. It's not like weird worms or something, but it was just there's so many things in like that. Oh, and there was, hang on, just one more, okay, just one more.
One more from Mark's diary.
We can always come back to this. We can always
come back to Mark's diary.
Oh, here we go. So February, Shrove Tuesday was on the 24th of February, okay. Went round Tom's after school till about 6:30. Did not have pancakes. Thursday the 26th, though, had pancakes. Then Friday the 27th, we cooked pancakes at Scouts.
Oh,
Tapes Blackadder the 2nd. I had a good pancake week then. Thanks, Tom, for not giving me pancakes when I went round, but I made up for it at Scouts.
Yeah, and the night out before. Oh, Mark.
Tuesday the 17th of February, went to Southend, bought Doctor Who videos, The Stones of Blood and Ghostlight, watched them in the evening. That was a good day. So we can come back to this. We can come back to this.
Gosh,
there's some good stuff in 1998. So yeah, there we are, Claws of Axos. So I remember getting that video.
Oh my gosh, my heart. That was so cute. I mean, I kept a diary, but like, it's at home.
So this is like the only proper, this is like a proper bought diary. And I've started like January, it's like every single day, and then it just stops. And then there's a bit at Christmas as well, but there's not very much. And there is another one I've got where it's just bits of paper that I wrote, like Mark's secret diary. Oh. But it's like, this happened in Neighbours, this happened in Casualty, this happened in Holby City.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally, I just write down what happened in all the TV programmes I watched. That is what consists of my diaries.
That's so funny. I had one of those secret ones, where it opened with your voice.
Oh.
So you could like put in pictures in the front of like whenever you wanted. You could decorate the front. It was like, and then it was like voice activated.
What, do you say what, open diary?
Yeah, something like that. You recorded your message and then it would like open it. And if it wasn't your voice, someone could open it. And it had like 30 pages in. That was it. Like it was mainly this like plastic heavy thing, you know. And then I had another diary that was like a small, like notebooky one more. But it was really like, it was small but thick, if you know what I mean. And there's something that's going to get taken out of context. And sorry.
Carry on.
And that I used as a diary. That's it.
Sorry, I completely lost the story there. Right. Anyway. Claws of Axos.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you watch all 4 in a go?
Yeah. Yes. From all in one sitting.
Wow, okay.
Well, 4's fine to do in a sitting. That's a good number.
So we have a spaceship and a UFO heading towards Earth. Mm-hmm. We didn't have anything in mind of evil, really. We haven't had a monster for a while, so that's quite exciting. And you have the setup of, obviously, Unit again. You've got Chin, the sort of minister guy. Bill Fowler. No, that was terrible, sorry. Bill Fowler. No.
Oh, it's not getting better, is it?
Bill Fowler. That's a bit... No. Okay. Anyway.
They're staying.
So Bill has been brought in from America. If you weren't sure, to track down the Master.
I gather Washington think it's time the Master was dealt with.
Something like that.
And you're going to deal with him single-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a bit of a rush and everything, and there's this thing coming into Earth, and they want to sort of shoot it down, but it lands on this lovely pebble beach outside.
Yeah, outside the window, as we can see.
So how did it grip you from the beginning in any way?
Yes and no. It was a really odd beginning, is all I'll say, because there was a lot of like presumption. So like the Bill guy.
Bill, yeah. Yes, the Bill guy.
The Bill guy, Bill. It's sort of like presumed that we know him. Or that he's very friendly with the team, like the Brigadier always is expecting him. There's nothing like said about it.
Wow, there's him and Joe walking along the corridor. I was like, couple of the decade, is this a thing?
Of course
Am I
you
just
are.
putting people together now for
You
no
are.
reason? Okay.
They're just walking together. And like, but also it's this presumption that like, she obviously knows because she's talking to him as if like he's been around for ages or that they've been in communication. Like,
well, I think time has passed and we are in that format. We know who everyone is. We know the setup of Unit. They don't have to explain a lot now.
but I'm surely they explained someone new to the situation.
I think they just introduced him.
I don't know. It was,
you know, Chin's already there with his top secret documents.
oh my
like,
gosh, that
stenciled on.
proper made me laugh. That really made me laugh. Chin's just annoying, but he is that character. As in,
We've had a few of them.
we've had a few of them, and that is just what that character is: the annoying bureaucrat from, you know, Parliament.
Yeah.
There's another one that people can make with what you will, but that's what he is, and he's annoying. It's a really odd start. It's good because it just goes straight in. We're not dallying around. We're just like pooh in there. But yeah, I was just a bit like.
Well, we're alien invasion this time. A bit like Spearhead from Space in a way. That's the beginning reminded me of that a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're looking at the radar and everything.
Yeah.
And then it obviously lands, and we cut to a very sort of well-known in fan circles character, the homeless man, Pig Being Josh.
Oh my gosh.
On his bike with his little theme tune.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
I was so excited for him. Because I just straight. What was the first episode where we had the guy searching in the field of season 7?
What, Sam?
Sam.
Yeah.
I went straight back to Sam. And also, but this homeless guy had like just weird accent mixed with like.
Or, I mean, it's a bit.
Or.
That's what he said.
So I was watching it with subtitles.
All right.
And that is literally, it just kept going, ooh-ah, ooh-ah, ooh-ah. And I was like, What's is it like? He's just supposed to be some country guy, and that is the only dialogue they've given him because he's shouting it as if to get their attention.
It's a bit.
It's a sort of what you're expecting is like hello, or something, but you just get ooh-ah is more like a ooh-ah, what's that? Sort of, but it's so random.
It's like a very stereotypical. Well, not even stereo. It's just you just wouldn't have that now, would you?
No, it's
so
really,
odd.
it's weird that that's his dialogue.
They were like, okay, homeless person, let's portray them as an ooh-ah.
Yeah.
Or is he just some sort of country?
I think he's supposed to just be some country guy who's obviously not well off. It reminded me, now, what was the name of that film we watched? Now,
oh, there's a question.
No. It was on the books list.
Yeah, okay.
And she lives in London and she loses all her money, so she goes to live with a relative out in the country.
Oh, Cold Comfort Farm.
Reminded me.
Oh my gosh, yes. Where all the relatives in the farm and they're all a bit.
Basically, he might as well have come off Cold Comfort Farm.
Yeah, he's that kind of person, I think. Yeah, but it's just. I mean, it's there to show. When he gets killed, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not around long. It's sad.
And if you notice, there's all the snow and everything there. So when they were filming, there was just all these. There was the snow and stuff. They had to put that into the dialogue to say that okay, the spaceship's crashed. It's created the weather conditions, and that's when we see Corporal Bell, who you completely forgot about last time. Do you remember Corporal Bell this time? Please, no. So
it's a woman, isn't it?
And she goes, freak weather conditions.
There are freak weather conditions over the whole area.
Explain.
Sudden snowstorms, dense fogs covering the area.
I remember that line, but I don't remember her. So after I watched it, I went on TARDIS Wiki. To just check that I'd remembered all the points of the plot. So I had watched it, but I was like, I just want to make sure that, like, I don't know, I didn't distract myself for a minute because you're not there to check on me.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just read this plot and check that, like, I followed that in the same way. And it said, like, featuring, and she was it was the master and her. They're the two featuring, and I was like, I thought, oh, Mark's going to be upset because I do not remember her
if we
again.
were watching together, we would have had a whole conversation about Corporal Bell, and I would make you. I mean, she's not in it again. It's not a spoiler. She just appears in Mind of Evil and this.
Yeah,
but she's another unit regular in a sense.
I do not remember her, and it's as if she's as important as.
We're going to have a battle when we get to the Oscars nominations because I'm going to fight for Corporal Bell to be there, and it's going to be really difficult.
But you know what's even worse? I saw then, so then I clicked on her because I was like, "Who's that?" Clicked on her, saw a picture, and still, I didn't remember. I mean,
to be fair, she has one line in this, so. And she maybe has like 2 or 3 in Mind of Evil. I don't remember,
and I would, but I just don't. It's a sad thing. I'm sorry.
Well, I think we're all disappointed. Anyway,
TARDIS Wiki must be because, like, she was a featuring. It was really odd.
I'm sure there's plenty of other books and spin-offs with her in.
Sure.
So we end up then.
That really memorable character, sure.
So that Bill guy ends up on the spaceship. We're just going to call him that from now on.
That Bill guy.
That Bill guy. Because I think he has a bit of an eye. It's all a bit. He drives off, doesn't he? Sees this big space. What do you think of the spaceship and the way it's on the beach? Oh, it was really cool. Yeah,
I thought it was really cool and inventive
because they like built it. They go in it on location.
Yeah, and like it had the cool mouth. It kind of reminded me of like a. When I saw it in when I saw it in space, I could not stop laughing. It just looked like a caterpillar.
Right, yeah.
It made me laugh a lot. But the spaceship itself is really cool. It's got the cool mouth and stuff. And yeah.
You can actually walk in it.
Seems a lot bigger on the inside than on the outside.
I think it's buried into the ground, so you go in and that's how they get away with not building the whole spaceship.
I see. Yeah.
But it looks blimmin' freezing, which it is on that beach. Like...
So, like, the first time... We're really jumping ahead a bit. But the first time that they all go in...
Yeah.
Like, 6 of them are going in. Like, there's loads of them going in. There's, like, the Doctor... Brigadier.
Chin, the 2 scientists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joe goes in as well.
But, yeah, there's 5 going. That is, like... There wasn't that much space. They must have been packed. And then they're waiting for the doors to shut. And the doors are, like, closing on them.
I don't know. I think it's bigger in the back. There's probably like a nice tent with the
There
crew
must be,
backstage.
because I just remember thinking like, oh, that'll be a bit
It's
of
the
a
same with
squeeze.
the TARDIS.
Oh yeah, but TARDIS you never get more than 3.
3, 4, yeah.
So
Cramped in. So yeah, you have Bill on the ship. He's caught by the Axons. And okay, so what do you think of the inside of the spaceship while we're talking about it? Because I think it's really clever and creative, and the way that it's made up of different things. And they've used blue screen, so they've
Yeah, I
got
was
sort of
gonna
like
say,
foam.
they're loving the
what
blue
they've
screen.
They've done layer upon layer upon layer, so it does make it very alien. Something completely different that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see it's a bit
but
over, but
it's
then they've
only
layered
blue
it again.
screen in some places.
Yeah, in some stuff and some
Yeah.
not, and there's all different materials used, things hanging on. It's like it's a mess, but it's supposed to be like that, and you feel like you're in the inside of a creature.
I think it's really effective, really effective. And again, like you said, we've not had anything like that in that way before.
No,
I did think to myself, there's a scene where it's quite far back and they're quite small and then they move in, and I was like, they are loving the blue screen here, or the green screen, or whatever colour it is. They were getting so much action with that screen.
Yeah.
Like, any excuse. I can't remember what it was for, but it was like far, and it was like almost like a window that you were looking at, and then it moved in, and I was like, they're loving this.
they're doing really well. Yeah, and the actual Axons themselves. What do you think? The gold people.
Oh, the gold people.
Okay, we'll talk. The gold people in there.
I thought were
Things.
great.
I
They
think it's
reminded me of something else, and I couldn't think what though.
something that we've seen.
Yeah,
Medusa in the Mind Robber.
maybe. Yeah, because she was very
They've
like
got-
those circular
it's,
eyes.
It's
of,
ping pong balls on the ice, spray
Yeah.
gold, easy, or a monoid.
oh, and a little bit. It reminded me of that with Keys of Marinus. You know, when they go to Greek and they're all dressed in that sort of Romaniness. I don't know why it just had a little bit of
Keys of Marinus.
the second episode when they
Yeah,
go.
with Barbara. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all fine, isn't it? And everyone's in
Yeah.
togas and stuff.
Oh, the brains of what's the thing?
Even not the brains, but the way everyone's dressed and looks, and their hair. The Goldthings have quite like Caesar-like hair.
Oh, okay, right.
so
that's
it reminded
what
me
you're
of
getting at. Okay.
that sort of thing, but they have gold faces and heads.
Yeah. But then they come across as these friendly aliens. They're bringing Axonite to the world, or they're offering Axonite to the world.
In exchange, to
But,
stay and
yeah, to
recharge.
stay in- yeah.
The Doctor's on it though. He's challenging them straight off.
So what do you think of that idea of... I mean, that's the basis of the story, and then obviously they're going to turn out to be bad, but...
Yeah.
And they have the frog, and they make it bigger and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And, but even with this
Another
sort of...
great blue screen moment.
Yeah.
That frog looked awful.
But even with this invasion story, for this time, we're still, and it shows like the producers at the time, forward thinking. What if there was something that could feed the world and do this and all that? You know, it's based on not real science, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still the concepts behind these stories, even though you've got an alien, is still there's substance to it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really good.
And what would happen? What would the government do? And how they react, and what would the scientists do? And did you recognise? So one of the scientists, the one with glasses,
Yeah.
he's been in Doctor Who before.
Right.
Did you recognise him at all?
Which one?
The
There
one
was
with
two.
the roll neck and the brown jacket and the glasses, the younger one.
Yes, the younger one. I did not recognise him.
Carstairs from the War Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
There we go.
Fact, everyone. Unimpressive fact.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. I would never have guessed
And we
that.
have the end of episode 1. Jo sees the spaghetti version of the
Yeah.
Axons and screams and does her... Well, because she goes off, she's told to stay behind.
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
doesn't. And it's a bit odd because you've got the spaceship out there. Jo wanders off on her own. But you've got about, 6 or 7 soldiers just standing around watching her go in.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
try and stop her.
No.
They just let her go in.
So,
What are you thinking of Jo at the moment now?
I mean, fine. She doesn't do much in this story overall. She's there. What I think... So, just going a little bit, but the monsters.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
we're not going through an order anymore, are we?
Well, let's just...
Mark,
talk
you did
about
a
what you
week
want to
of
talk
it.
about. Well, yeah, okay, let's go. Let's go.
So, with the actual what they called the monsters.
Axons.
Are they like the spaghetti and all that? So when they're in the thing, in the
Spaceship.
yeah, I think they're great. When they're out in the real world, they look shit.
Yes. So when it's walking along in the power complex, going down the stairs, it looks like it's behind, like the making of, on his way to the studio.
Yeah, it really does. There was the one that's on the floor.
Oh.
It's much later on, and it's just like, I don't know, a sheet, and like someone's obviously under the sheet moving it, and I was like, that looks shit.
But then they're all like running around
like,
away from it.
And I was like, that looks shit.
And it's funny to see the Axon Gold guy just in the Brigadier's office later on, just,
Because they are so good, and they work so well amongst...
But the idea is that it's all one entity, so it's just... It can turn into spaghetti, it can turn into Gold Person, it can be a blob, it can be the foam. It's all one thing that you just sort of...
Oh, yeah. I completely get it. It's just...
Yeah, they do look out of place.
Outside of its amazing world, that it isn't its spaceship, it looks shit.
Yeah. But you need that sort of menacing fodder for Unit to fire, and Yates and Benson have that...
Also, it's an eye.
Oh, what? Okay, are we talking about this? Are we talking about the...
What seems to be the brain of it.
The thing?
I think so,
Are we talking about that thing?
Yeah, it's an eye,
the
isn't
hanging
it?
down thing. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you call it?
I don't know. People don't like it.
It's weird. And I'm like, that's your bad it. Because ultimately, that's the thing that seems to be making
the brain
all
of it.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the thing. It reminded me of, dare I say it?
You go for it.
Oh, come on, Mark, help me out. What's it called?
The Great Intelligence?
No, go back further. Really, really bad one.
Web Planet? Web Planet Hairdryer.
Yeah.
Yes.
It reminded me of that in a way. This thing that, like, it's talking, but it is shit.
That does let down the whole... If we didn't have that thing hanging down, the eye thing, and when it's, chatting to the master and stuff, it's... It's a shame because those gold people are so good. But I really like the layers when the Doctor and Joe are trying to escape and stuff, and you have layer upon layer, and you've got the heads floating around, and you've got the spaghetti people grabbing and stuff. And so we see the Master is a prisoner of the Axons with Bill, the Bill guy, and they've got the sort of lobster arms holding them back. So Master again, what are you like him, don't you? So
I like him. I think he's great, and I think he's like making this season. Okay,
because you don't think it's a surprise a little bit because you think, oh, maybe we've seen, the Master 3 times already.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like it felt like this season is with the Master. It feels like we're gonna have him all season, one way or another. Okay. Until we actually get him.
Yeah.
And that's quite exciting.
But he's sort of working with the Axons.
I can move around freely. I'm familiar with their systems, their organizations. You don't have the time to learn these things. If the nutrition cycle is to be activated in the next 72 hours, you must have worldwide distribution by then.
Data confirms feasibilities.
Oh, yeah, because the Master, he does a good stunt, doesn't he? He jumps off that bridge onto the lorry, and you see it go underneath, and it's the actor, it's not a stunt guy.
Is it?
Well, when he's on top of the lorry, that's him there.
Yeah, but they could have filmed that, like...
But it's close up, you see his face.
Yeah, but they'll have filmed him, like, on the lorry,
but he's going under. You see it going under. Yeah. And he can hypnotise people in a wing mirror. That's a skill. That
was good. That was good.
He does his other face thing when he's pretending to be the general. That's his thing. Yeah. Where does he get all these rubber faces from? That's what I want to know.
Maybe he had loads made up at the rubber factory. He's just been holding them.
That's it. He got the Autons to make them. I really like the Bill versus Bill.
Oh, yeah, that was
fight.
funny.
Do you think Bill's hair was long because of that? Or
probably.
But you see,
it's really of its time, that hairstyle as well. It got me thinking, because I know you've said previously there's a lot of debate about when was it set, like when is Unit supposed to be set. There is no doubt when Unit was set when you look at Bill's hairstyle.
That's it, everybody.
Like,
Bill's hairstyle settles the Unit dating controversy.
Yeah.
Just look at the hair.
Has
anybody ever looked at the hair?
He's wearing flares, I think, isn't he? I think his trousers are a bit flary.
If you need to date a story, look at the hair.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever done that. I think they've made
That
it more
hair
complicated. Don't
could
make it
not
complicated.
be more early 70s if it tried. I mean, like, because think of the Beatles and stuff.
Yeah, well, that was
60s.
60s, yeah.
But, but they were still around in the 70s, weren't they?
Yeah.
And, still going.
The hair was getting longer.
Yeah, and that's kind of his hair. It's that bit long. There is no doubt about what era, even to some extent, what Joe's wearing.
Well, she's got a short skirt this time. She's
getting a little bit more glam.
She is a bit, isn't she?
Yeah.
But she's still that unit.
Oh yeah, completely.
Officer or
Yeah.
personnel, isn't she?
But there is no doubt with that hair. Even Joe's hair to some extent. I mean, Joe's has a little bit more, but it's definitely a fact. We've gone away with the long 60s. In the 60s, when you had the Lulu long hair sort of thing. Do I mean Lulu had short hair? Who do I mean? No, I've maybe Twiggy had short hair. Who had long hair? I'm thinking maybe of I can't think of people, but of that time.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone with long hair.
Literally,
in the
60s. I can't think.
Cher? No, she's 70s.
Sharon Tate had long hair. When was she?
Who's that?
We watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And
Sharon Tate.
Yeah, and she got murdered. But not in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But in real life, she got murdered.
I don't know. I just don't know who she is. That's
Okay,
all. That's fine. Well, the one that Margot Robbie played.
I need to check when Sharon Tate was. It's going to annoy me.
The one who Margot Robbie played?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's a real...
I didn't know she was a real person in that.
Yeah. Oh, it's really famous. She was pregnant and everything. But that night, did get
that
killed.
did happen, yeah. Yeah, I know that.
Sharon Tate, during the 1960s, she played roles... Right, so she was 60s.
Okay.
And she died 69.
Okay.
And she...
Had long hair.
Had long blonde hair.
Right.
So gone is the long blonde.
Or
and then,
Polly.
Yeah, exactly, the Polly look. And we've got this shorter... Twiggy had short hair, didn't she? And Lulu did. Lulu had that. And that's 70s, isn't it? Late 60s, early 70s.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I need to know, Mark. I'm crazy.
We're talking about everyone's hair. Anyway, while Sarah's looking up about everyone's hair, what else happens? I've written hair because of the stunt guy's hair. Obviously, they had to have the wig for the two bills, but it's a very successful fight. I think it's not like Robot Doctor kind of fight. I think it works really well.
Lulu, right? To 1967 to Sir with Love, and she had her short hair then, and she married 1977 to 91 John Frieda, i.e. John Frieda hair.
Okay,
with the shampoo.
Great, okay, there we are. We have come full circle.
So Lulu and
Bill
who else
Filer,
Tiggy,
Sharon Tate, Lulu, John Frieda. We just need John Frieda to have styled Bill Filer's hair, and then we've got the circle. So unfortunately, Carstairs gets killed. The other scientist. There's that whole thing. So the Doctor goes off and puts the Axonite through the light accelerator.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to do that. Bit arrogant. Well, not arrogant, but he always clashes with these scientists, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, because no
the
one
guy's
believes
like,
him.
"You stupid quack!"
What the hell's happening here? Get away from my equipment, you idiots! Oh, you stupid quack! Don't touch that!
Yeah. I was quite happy when he went.
Oh, okay.
Well, he just at least the other one, the one where towards the end, he's at least he listened and was open, whereas that guy wanted to be he said, well, who's going to lead this? He was like, well, you can, because he obviously knew he wanted to. He was already arrogant to begin with and wanted to do things his way, so he was never going to listen anyway. So anyway, I was like, oh, well, that's not a bad thing.
So then Axonite is started to be distributed, or Chin has pressure from Chin's just annoying.
Chin is annoying and just a wet blanket. All he cares about is not getting fired. Doesn't have any backbone. He thinks he's got all this power and all this sort of stuff, and just doesn't listen or read the situation. And is.
But I think that's very true to life. I can see this situation happening.
Yeah.
People are looking at the money and business and everything, and let's just get it distributed. Okay, so the Master makes a call and gets it through, and Unit are overthrown a little bit.
Yeah.
But you'd think Unit are like aliens. There's a gold person in your office. Unit are the people to deal with it. You wouldn't think, oh, well, the Ministry's coming in to take over.
That's what I mean. He's so arrogant in that way. It's really odd.
So the Doctor's captured. So here's another thing in this story. We see the inside of the TARDIS again.
Yeah, that was nice. Because we haven't seen it in so long.
And it's a big mess, which is quite funny. Maybe Liz didn't tidy up after she helped the Doctor.
I reckon the Doctor's just been in there making a mess.
Yeah. I didn't like the viewer bit, though, where the roundel turns into a screen. I don't know, that's just... I mean, that, again, blue screen. But that just annoyed me.
I like seeing the centre and all the colours. That was fun. You know, when it goes up. Because we haven't seen the colour of
you haven't seen it in colour, have you?
No.
So
that was quite nice.
That was interesting. And it's funny, the Master goes in, he's like, oh, what is this? He can't get it to work and everything.
Yeah.
And I like the twist where suddenly then the Master has to help in end of episode 3, beginning of episode 4. He's got to help UNIT and everything because everything's going to blow up otherwise.
Yeah. But it was another weird one. Because that's not the first time that's happened.
So what was the reason in this one? Because in Terror of the Autons, he was like, oh yeah, they're not going to distinguish me from everyone else, so I better help. And then this one was... Well, he was captured, and then the whole nuclear thing's going to blow up because of the power from the Axons. And
he knew that,
I can't get off this planet, so I better actually help save this planet because I'll get blown up with you.
Yeah.
So, but he swaps it for his freedom. And then you got the Doctor and the Master working together.
I liked
on
that.
the TARDIS. So,
I like that.
Did you... So, when... Bill is very suspicious. Joe wouldn't be.
No.
But what were you genuinely thinking that the Doctor was going to go off? Because it's a trick, and then they go to Axos and get caught in a time loop.
I didn't imagine that he would just. I didn't believe his reasoning.
No, well, it's he's doing it for the Master, isn't he? But then actually he does try genuinely at the end.
Yeah. So I think. But, so that's it. Like, that I believe, him being like, this might be my only chance to get away, would be much more believable than, well, screw this planet, it's going to dirt anyway, I don't want to stay here. That's so not the Doctor. It didn't fit. So I knew then, I was like, he's just saying that because he knows the Master will go with it. Whereas if he'd have been like, well, you might be my only shot, I don't remember this. This literally might be my only chance. If he'd have done that, I might have been a bit more like, oh, maybe he is like... But he was so like, I don't care about this planet. I was thinking, well, that is a complete not what the Doctor is about attitude, you know? So I knew then, I was like, he's just saying that to play to the Master.
Mm. So, and then it all gets wrapped up. Axon's caught in a time loop. It all goes... up in, there's an explosion at the end.
The time loop's a cool idea, and that they're all stuck in it, and because also that is something that the Doctor would do. Like, he's like, well, I can't go, this is how we'll fix this, and yeah.
I think it's just enough 4 episodes. If this was a 6...
Or even a 5.
I think if this was a 6, you'd have a whole episode with Bill Filer and the Minister and stuff arguing, and it would be a very slow start, and there'd be a mystery, and maybe more people would be killed.
Yeah.
And then there'd be a whole sort of prisoner and capture. I mean, Joe and the Doctor were captured, but that would last so much longer, I think, to fill it out to 6 episodes. I like that this is a 4.
Even 5 would be too much. It's just nice.
It's just enough.
There was nothing where I was like, that's unnecessary or that's annoying. Like, it's not one of my top stories, but I followed it, I enjoyed it, and was like, I get what's going on here.
I mean, I like having the monsters back, and I like having, actually, a lot of other little characters we can talk about, like Bill and Corporal Bell and Pigpen Josh and stuff. I like having those extra people.
Yeah.
And I know we have had that, but I don't know, it just feels... I don't know, just more interesting characters this time around. And then you got the Master in there as well. Are you still a little bit bored that it's on Earth?
No, the Master makes it much more interesting. Okay. I really like the Master. Because
it didn't feel... It's still got that different feel this season to season 7.
Yeah.
Still so much, better. And do you know what? I'm starting to like the Doctor a bit more. Not that I didn't, but just and Joe is more of the Joe that I know now.
Okay. Because, actually, she was perfectly fine.
And no one was too horrible to her this time or said anything. I think the Doctor had a go at her about something, but he probably always will.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No, she kind of stood her own and she understood things and she gets involved. And, this wasn't, a prime story for her, though.
No, not really.
She's there and she's part of it.
Yeah, the Doctor
If she
does
was
quite a lot.
removed, nothing would be changed from that story.
No, that's true, actually.
Like, she's never alone. She's never, like, saving the day. Like, if you took her out of it, that doesn't mean that she wasn't good in it. It's just this wasn't her, like,
It's
moment.
quite crowded in this, because
Really
Benson
crowded.
and Yates have a little bit with the Jeep and the monsters
Yeah.
flying on it, and they get their action sequence. They don't get that much to do. You got the two scientists, you got Chin, you got
Yeah.
all the Axon people, and Bill Filer and the Master.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It does feel like the cast of a 7-episode story put into a 4-episode story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, again, Bill Filer, like,
Oh, I do like Bill Filer.
I really like him.
Bill Filer.
But in terms of, like, he didn't, I don't know what he brought to it other than he's another character in the story.
I like his line.
I like him.
When he has a go at Chin at the beginning, something like, I don't want to be a security risk.
But basically, I thought he was going to, like, I thought his purpose would be, this was my top secret thing. I wanted to tell you this was coming. And then he maybe knew a little bit more about something. I thought, but literally, he was like, I got some, okay, never, we don't know what that was. And then he's like, well, he's only got a fight with himself, didn't he? And he got, like...
Yeah, he got
like,
cloned.
But, like, in terms of, like, a development of what he brings, I mean, that could have been Joe.
Yeah, I suppose it could have been, really.
There's no
Joe
reason.
could have been the other one. Yeah,
Joe
to
could
do
have
that.
been cloned and so they believed her, and then so there was nothing like unique that he brought.
Yeah.
In that sense.
What do you think of the music? Because we're still electronic.
Yeah, we are. It's fine. I mean, I'm just used to it. I laugh at it.
I like
have a
all
good
the
laugh.
sounds of the Axon ship, and all of those sounds are great.
Yeah.
The Pigbin Josh theme and stuff was a little bit annoying, but it's probably now iconic.
Yeah. No, it was fine. Sometimes I laughed at it because it made, like, a scene would be stupid, like, I'm not stupid, but, like, silly, and then you had that music on top, and I'd be like, what is going on? But not often.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of used to that noise and
Cool.
stuff now.
Yeah, okay. Well, shall I tell you the name of the next story?
Yeah.
It's called Colony in Space.
Oh. Interesting. It'll be set on Earth.
It's called Colony in Space.
So I wonder whether, like, there's, like, more than one alien involved coming down.
Okay.
Something like that. More than one type.
Okay, and it's 6, unfortunately.
Okay. Good to
Sorry
know.
about that.
Get my plan in.
Oh, okay, well, we better head off then. I think Unit need the use of their mobile HQ. We'll get towed off to somewhere else otherwise if
Most
we're not careful.
likely, yes.
Oh, it's snowing again.
Get your
Right,
coat.
okay, here we go. You get your stuff. After you. Bill Filer's car's over there, so we can go off with that.
Oh, yeah, that was just
okay.
abandoned, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Completely
just
forgot about
abandoned
that.
it, yeah. Bill doesn't need it.
Again, that was a weird one. Like, they knew Bill so well, they even knew his car. To me, it just appeared. And he had his own car. Anyway,
Right, let's get in. Okay, and while we're just getting in, you can follow us at 2watchwho on Twitter and Instagram. And you can support us at buymeacoffee.com/2watchwho. I suppose I'll drive. And we'll see you next week. Where are we driving to? The Power Complex.
I don't know, wherever
Okay.
next week's
All right.
episode is.
Okay. See you next week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Watch who?